What's up, fellas, ladies? Today, I'm doing a review of this book, Strangeways, a prison officer's story by Neil Samworth. Neil was a prison guard at HMP Strangeways in Manchester. The name actually of the prison is HMP Manchester, Her Majesty's Prison Manchester. But everyone, including the guards, calls it Strangeways. Life behind bars with Britain's most notorious criminals. Sam, he worked there for 11 years, not only at Strangeways, but Forest Bank as well, in addition to those 11 years at Strangeways. And this book is really fascinating. It really explains in a subjective way, through his experiences, how a system needs to be fixed, this prison system in England. It is much like the United States in that sense, needs fixing. And it's really interesting to see the differences between not only the prisons that Sam worked at, but the prison guards who he worked with as well, and his other co-workers, his SOs, POs, etc. There's definitely, different types of co-workers that Sam worked with. He has this one type he calls the chameleon, which basically they just work. Their work ethic matches whoever they're working with, and then he talks about the really good workers, the really good co-workers, and then the really bad ones as well. And he had to deal not only with the prisoners, but his co-workers as well, trying to sabotage him, trying to get in his head, harass him, whether it's psychologically, even physically at a couple points with, certainly with the prisoners. And he's a big dude, Sam is. He looks like your average prison guard, doesn't he? Or how you would imagine a prison guard to be. But I actually do a podcast with Sam across the pond, where we talk about prison issues and other stuff. And he is a really kind guy, really gentle giant, really ethical too. You can tell by reading this book that Sam has a personal work ethic code that he goes into work with, and he stands by those principles, even in the face of those enemies that I mentioned earlier, people trying to sabotage him. And despite a culture that doesn't like grasses, or as we say in the United States, snitches. And you're a snitch if you report your coworker abusing a prisoner. That constitutes someone who is behaving like a grass. And you learn about this sort of stuff in this book, as well as the different types of prisoners that Sam experienced in the prison, which is something really fascinating. I don't think a lot of people realize is there are different wings for different kinds of prisoners, whether it's healthcare wing or K wing. There's going to be different types of prisoners depending on which wing you're at, and the culture of the prisons too change depending on if you're going to go to Forest Bank or Strangeways. So he speaks on that as well, and he talks about his relationship with his missus as well, and how helpful she has been with his whole process. And yeah, I think the best books shift your consciousness. They mind F you, right? They mind bend you, but in a good way, right? They don't shock you, for the sake of shocking you. They shock you, and they teach you something as well. And that book does exactly that. It's entertaining, it shocks you, and it teaches you stuff as well. So, really, my favorite types of books are like this. They're controversial, but they're truth. And at the same time, they're entertaining as well at times. So I highly recommend people check this out. I gave it 5 stars on Amazon. and I stand by that rating. The only critique I would have would be the vernacular that Sam uses. It's written in Yorkshire English, that a Yorkshireman would use, and because of that, there are certain words that I had no idea what they meant, but I could kind of get the gist of what was going on. And of course, this was purposeful, and I really enjoyed learning new words. But just in terms of American readers, that would be my only critique. So I do like learning new words, and you don't need to know Yorkshire English to understand this book. Okay, it's written in English, so don't use that as an excuse, guys. This is a fantastic book. Again, 5 stars, and I would rank it as essential reading. But check it out. Highly recommend. Put it in the description box below, the link to Amazon, as well as all of Sam's social media links. And I actually will also post our podcast link as well. I have a playlist, Across the Pond playlist. If people want to listen to that, we actually go into some crazy stories that Sam has experienced, some crazy things in his time as well. And Sam is a great storyteller, and he's a natural storyteller. So I think people would enjoy checking that out. So, essential reading, Sam Samworth, Strangeways, a prison officer's story. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. It's 5 stars, guys. Check it out. Strangeways by Neil Samworth. This has been Addy Ads, book review. Cheers, and stay frosty.